Welcome. In this video, we will discuss about one of the major happening in the Middle East. So basically what happened, US was able to brokered a deal between Israel, UAE and Bahrain, and they were able to sign an accord which is called as Abraham Accord. So from your IR preparation perspective, this is an important event from the Middle East where the decade longs or it's been a fight between the Arab world and the Israel for a very long period of time after the Arab Spring, and even before that the 7 years war which happened. So all that things considered, this deal is considered a watershed moment in the whole geopolitical scenario of Middle East. So let's try to understand basic details. So there are only two peace deals between Israel and Arab state in more than a quarter of a century. So when I mention it's actually not only decades, it's spanning more than decades, and so far only two peace deals have been signed. The first one was the Egypt, which was signed in 1979. So a deal between Israel and Egypt was signed in 1979. And apart from that, there is also a deal with Jordan, which was a peace pact signed in 1994. So if you see over here what all treaties as of now the Arab state have with Israel. So one is with Egypt, which was signed in 1979. The other one is with Jordan, which was signed in 1994, and now in 2020 we have a deal with UAE as well as Bahrain. So these are all the treaties which has been signed between Israel and Arab state. The Abraham Accord between Israel, UAE and Bahrain is mediated by the USA. It is the first Arab-Israeli peace deal in 26 years. So if you just see, since 1994 we have come to 2020, and after 26 years they were able to sign a deal. Now let's get into the details. So as per the agreement, UAE and Bahrain, both of these places will establish embassies and exchange ambassadors. So they will have embassies of Israel located within their territory, and they will also exchange the ambassador. They will start working together with Israel across a range of sectors including tourism, trade, healthcare and security. So there will be greater convergence and collaboration between UAE, Bahrain and Israel on different sectors ranging from tourism, healthcare as well as security. The Abraham Accord also opens the door for Muslims around the world to visit historical sites in Israel, to peacefully pray at Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, the third holiest site in Islam. So just remember this place. Al-Aqsa Mosque is located in Jerusalem, and as of now, because of the feud between the Arab state and the Israel, the Muslims of the world were not very easily, this place was not very easily accessible to the Muslims around the world. Now with this agreement, Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is located in Jerusalem, will also be easily available for the prayer to be offered by the Muslims. In the Islamic tradition, like just for your general knowledge purpose, in the Islamic tradition, Kaaba in Makkah is considered the holiest site, followed by Prophet's Mosque in Medina and Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. So just remember, Makkah, Medina and Al-Aqsa also is the next holiest place for the Muslim. So these are the few things that you need to remember about the accord. Now let's move forward and try to see what is the significance of this deal. So the agreement show how the Arab countries are gradually decoupling themselves from the Palestine question. Now when I talk about Palestine question, what does it mean? Israel and Palestine are at loggerhead from a long period now because of the few of the territories which has been occupied by the Israel, and Palestine not able to give up on that. So basically two-state solution, which you have heard in the UN Assembly consideration. Two-state solution is generally being talked about in terms of Israel and Palestine. But going forward, what has been seen, like even India, there has been, if you have been following the foreign policy of India, there is a thing called dehyphenation. which means that the India has also started to dehyphenate the Israel-Palestine relationship. You see over there is a hyphen. Dehyphenation simply means that India is also considering Israel as a different entity and Palestine as a different entity, and it's not letting the consideration of Palestine bog down its relationship with Israel. And same thing is noticed with the Arab countries also. So they have also started to decouple themselves from the Palestine question. Palestine was among the former Ottoman territories placed under UK administration by the League of Nations in 1922. League of Nations is basically the precursor for United Nations. So before the World War II happened, there was League of Nations which was established after World War I, and because of its inability to stop the World War II, it was reformed and restructured at United Nations, which is more democratic. In all these territory eventually become fully independent state except Palestine. So basically what happened, it was first of all Palestine was an autonomous territories, but later it went into the territory or the jurisdiction of British, and all the other colonies were later freed themselves from the British administration, but Palestine was still not able to do that. Full diplomatic ties will be established between Israel, UAE and Bahrain, which will have a positive impact on the entire region. So as mentioned earlier, according to the Abraham Accord, which is signed in 2020, there will be full diplomatic ties. The deal buys UAE a lot of goodwill in the US, where its image has been tarnished by the involvement in the Yemen war. So there is a lot of consideration that, okay, what happened? The UAE has been one of the perpetrator of Yemen war, which caused a lot of loss to the life of civilian, and because of it the image was tarnished. This particular deal will also help the UAE to come in terms in a good light of the US citizen. In South Asia, it will put Pakistan in a bind. Whether to follow UAE steps will be seen as giving up Islamic cause of Palestine or not to follow the UAE, since it is already in feud with the Saudis over not taking up the Kashmir case. Pakistan cannot afford another hostile Islamic country. So if you have been following the news, you would have known that Saudi Arabia and Pakistan had been at a contention point over the Kashmir issue, and Pakistan was not happy that Saudi Arabia didn't support it. And then now going forward, if they are not going along with the UAE declaration of supporting the Israel, it's also like they could make UAE as also an enemy country. But at the same time, if they do support UAE, it could look like they are leaving behind the Islamic cause for Palestine, and which also does not look very good for Pakistan. So both of the scenario, there are tough question with the diplomatic foreign policy of Pakistan need to answer. In the upcoming presidential election in the USA, the accord could help shore up support from pro-Israel Christian evangelical voters, an important part of current president political base. So basically, why US was able to mediate it, or why US was very keen to mediate this deal, one like equation or one variable in this whole equation could be because the voter base of the Trump could come from the pro-evangelical Christians who are in support of Israel. So this is few things that you need to know about the deal. So now when we are at it, let's also try to geographically see where all these places are located. So this is your Israel. Here only you see the places like your Palestine, which is a little bit portion over here. The portion which has been contested include your West Bank. West Bank is the most contested point between Israel and Palestine. Then you see it's located near Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Bahrain is located over here. This is your Persian Gulf. Then your UAE is there, then Oman, Yemen. So all these things, just remember the geographical relative position of all these countries, and from your UPSC point of view, remember Abraham Accord, what it is all about. So for your information, knowing what it is all about should be suffice. Also, UPSC has been asking important places in news, so just remember Al-Aqsa is located in Jerusalem. So these are the few things that you definitely have to remember from this video. I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. Thank you.